Hawks fans, I hope you can hear it in my voice how excited I am for the season to start. We are 2 months away from the beginning of the NBA season. In weeks, that's 10 weeks. In days, that's 70 days. And as I've been going through this list that has been given by Sports Illustrated writer ROHAN RAMAN, and as I'm looking through these rankings of the acquisitions of the Atlanta Hawks, I am excited for what I am seeing. And just to be honest, the NBA is completely terrified of this. I think the lineup that the Atlanta Hawks will be going into the season with is second to none. I believe that the people that we have in place will help us get to the Eastern Conference Finals. The only thing that needs to be settled is Trae Young and his contract situation. Now, lately, myself and Chris Timore, we have dissected the Trae Young fiasco, if you will, from left to right, up, down, top to bottom. We've done it all. And right now, I think it is a time. I think it's a good time for us to step away from, you know, the one person that does draw a lot of people to Atlanta, which is Trae Young. We're going to step away from that for a moment and go over this ranking because Sports Illustrated ROHAN RAMAN basically said that, well, he came out with the ranking of the Atlanta Hawks top acquisitions this offseason, and this is based off of their potential impact for the team. So I know a lot of people are going to argue with me. I know a lot of you guys are going to have some stuff to say about it. So in the comment section, before we go any further, before I welcome you guys into the show today, definitely let me know, according to this list, I'm going to give you guys the names of people that are going to be on this list. And then from there, we're going to go ahead and jump through, you know, all of those guys. But in the comments, let me know. They have to be acquisitions. They have to be guys that the Atlanta Hawks picked up this offseason and basically have incorporated into the Atlanta Hawks roster. Now, of course, we can go through it. We know Nickeil Alexander-Walker is more than likely going to be on this list. Kristaps Porzingis is going to be on this list. Luke Canard is going to be on this list. Caleb Houston, Nikola Jokic, Asa Newell. Now, with Nikola Jokic, that's a bit interesting because he wasn't necessarily acquired. You dig what I'm saying? He was already on the team back in 2024, but we'll get into all of that. First, let me go ahead and welcome everybody because I hadn't done that yet. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Atlanta Hawks Digest. My name is Walter Pollard. Happy Tuesday to everybody who have decided to join myself. I was going to say myself and Chris Timore, man. Shouts out to you, Chris, because this guy has definitely done a great job of just, you know, giving us the skinny, man. Again, 63.7% of you guys are not subscribed to the Atlanta Hawks Digest page, but you do see our content, and I do find that to be great. I'm excited for it, and I want you guys to continue watching. And when you feel the need, when you feel that itch to hit the subscribe button, definitely join the 36% of us. And let's get into this because it's going to be an awesome time this season. Just given what the Atlanta Hawks have done this offseason, what they've done in the summer league. Again, I can't express enough the hype that the Atlanta Hawks are going into the season with. You know what I'm saying? Going in with all of this momentum coming from behind you, it almost seems as if the Atlanta Hawks are going to be a force to be reckoned with. Again, the only thing that needs to be settled is the Trae Young debacle or fiasco, if you want to call it that. I know weeks ago there was a meme that was put out of Jordan laughing at the tablet. You know, some would speculate that Trae had got a bad offer at that point in time. And then we go further and we say, well, you know, this reporter says he's not going to get it. The other reporter says he understands why the Hawks are reluctant to, and just it's a whirlwind. So let's just go ahead and get into this list. Again, this list is comprised by ROHAN RAMAN from Sports Illustrated. I have a list as well because I've, you know, gone through it. I've looked at the stats. I've looked at these guys' individual contributions to either their team, college team, or the Hawks in general. Looked into their contributions, and I basically kind of come up with mine. I don't completely disagree with this list because I think each person that's in their respective positions, I guess, if you will, I can understand why. But you know what I mean? Just given, you know, up and down, I can understand. But let's go ahead and just jump right into it, okay? So first off, Nikola Jokic is the number 6 guy on this list. And again, this is someone that was drafted to the Atlanta Hawks back in 2024 alongside first-round draft pick Zaccharie Risacher. We know that Nikola Jokic did play some time in the G League with the Atlanta Hawks, well, not the Atlanta Hawks, but with the College Park Skyhawks. And we were able to see a bit of it, not too much, but a bit of it. Back in Serbia, of course, we did see a lot of what Nikola Jokic did do prior to the 2024 draft. He's an aggressive player, first of all, coming in at 6'8", a wing that is very tall. Well, I ain't gonna say very tall, but all basketball players are tall coming from this short guy. But a 6'8" wing, he has the passing abilities. That is something that is good because you can definitely connect with other players than himself, with Jalen Johnson. Trae Young can't be the only assist guy on the team. Last year, Trae Young definitely stepped up with the assist total and the number of assists that he gave to his fellow teammates. So, of course, having someone to assist with that, all right, get that? That would be pretty good. Again, one of his struggles is the turnover battle. He turns the ball over a lot, but that to me shows that he is somewhat aggressive. If the Hawks are able to bottle that up, put that into something that, or package it into something that is beneficial for the Hawks, having him coming off the bench, I think that's a good thing. Again, he's number 6 on this list. His splits during the summer league is something that you want to pay attention to. 50% from the field, 33% from three-point land, off of 84% shooting, which is, again, good job. I think he shot 13 points, 3 rebounds, and 4 assists. That was his average for the summer league. So, again, productive numbers. Just wondering what can we see when he gets, the call up and when he does get that opportunity for some real NBA minutes. You know what I'm saying? The next person on this list, and forgive me if Caleb Houston, if I didn't, put it together, I missed the graphic on there, but Caleb Houston is another person that is on this list. Let me go ahead and get this guy up really quick. Nikola Jokic, Caleb Houston. So, Caleb Houston, of course, the number 5 guy on this list. Again, 22-year-old guy. He was brought in with the he was brought in this offseason by the Atlanta Hawks. One of the more smaller acquisitions. I don't want to say it went under the radar because a lot of people chimed in on the fact that he was a 40% three-point shooter, or what was 40% three-point shooter, and just under about 3 or 4 attempts per game. He does have somewhat of a similar, addition to the Hawks is Garrison Matthews. We know Garrison Matthews as Gary Bird, somebody that was able to come off of the bench and get hot quick. This is the guy that we want. We want him to get hot quick. He has a really good, he really has a good shooting ability. You know what I'm saying? Can swing games due to his ability to catch and shoot, snap the ball, shoot it. He comes in at the number 5 position. My only downfall is you're a basketball player. And one of the things that I have wished my entire life is that I was able to move this 5'9" frame as high as I can to dunk the ball. If you are, you know what I'm saying, an NBA player and the tallest to have never dunked in the NBA, something's wrong. Something is wrong. Something's got to happen. I want the Atlanta Hawks to possibly get this man to dunk at some point. And if he does, I'm going to be the first one to bring it up. I'm going to have a highlight for you guys. But yes, Caleb Houston, he does come in at the number 5 position. I put him here because, they put him here, because of he hasn't had much time. He did play in Orlando, as you can see, but he spent a lot of time on the bench due to injury. So again, the major thing is health. We want to make sure that these guys are healthy. Last year, dealing with the injury bug, we cannot afford it going into next season. All right, so the next guy that, of course, we're talking about will be, first of all, 4B, Asa Newell. Asa Newell is the next person on this list. Let me go ahead and get his. Yeah. So Asa Newell will be the next person on this list. First round draft pick by the Atlanta Hawks from the University of Georgia. And I like that. You dig what I'm saying? I like that a lot. 6'10" with a 6'11" wingspan. Summer league. Production, if you will, 15.6 or 7. It's 6.9, but I'm going to round it up to 7 rebounds a game. He had about 54% from the field, 29.2% from three-point land, and 74% shooting from free throw. Now, here's the interesting part, because we hear about the three-point percentage, which I get, 29.7%. He's not a three-point shooter. I think the Hawks can develop his shooting, but he's not innately just a three-point shooter. And so this young man, I like him because of his dominance in the paint. He is able to use his body to create space, get the rebound. Just because he's 6'10", going up against a 7-footer means nothing to him, because he is going to go and get the rebound. Okay, he averaged, get this, 72.8 shooting within the paint. And I'm almost for sure that, like I said, 7 rebounds a game. I'm sure this young man, with the opportunities adding on, he's going to do an awesome job. And again, that's just, so Asa Newell at the number 4 position. I think, again, Asa Newell adding to this is going to be dope. It's going to be super dope. Moving on to the next one. Luke Canard. Gotta forgive me for the spelling. I never really was a good speller in high school. Well, not high school, but elementary school. But let's get Luke Canard up here really quickly. Yes, sir. Luke Canard, again, this guy was polarizing. And the reason I say polarizing is because when we brought him in, a lot of Hawk fans believed that he was to replace Bogey. He was going to shoot like Bogey or be in a position like Bogey. No. I see the Atlanta Hawks doing what I think most teams should do, is secure up the three-point. Last year, they shot a lot from the three-point land and was not able to make it. We got a lot of guys in position to do so, but they weren't able to do it at the right moments. Ergo, George Niang, the list goes on. But my point is, this guy, Luke Canard, he comes in with awesome percentages as far as shooting from the three-point line. And that's something that's pointing out to me from the Hawks, is that they pay attention to how these guys shoot and in what position they're able to shoot. You can't expect somebody to just come off the bench and, some folks you can. But my point is that they're going to bring these guys in specifically for what they do. Luke Canard can shoot. Luke Canard will shoot. He is not going to be depended on to be the main guy on the court. He's not going to be one of your starters. He's going to be somebody that's going to come off the bench. But when he does, he is expected to shoot at an extremely high clip. Okay, for the last 5 seasons, this man has not shot under 40% from the three-point line. That is awesome. Last year, 43.3 shooting. Okay. Like I said, hadn't shot in under 40% in the last 5 years. That's awesome. He's 52% from the corner last year. Passes well. He does a very good job of passing. So, again, adding to Trae Young, we need to get that contract deal signed now so we can get this team on the ball and rolling so we can look forward to the season and not paying attention to what's going on with Trae Young. But, again, coming in at number 4, Luke Canard, 4A, if you will. 4A. Yeah. That I don't do the whole 4A, 4B, whatever. I don't get the ties. I feel like Asa Newell is number 4. Well, Asa Newell, in my opinion, is going to be honorable mention, mainly because he's a rookie. I don't expect for him to have the automatic opportunities like Zaccharie Risacher did, mainly because Zaccharie Risacher came into a situation where he had to. Zaccharie Risacher came into a situation where they were expecting him to do so because of the condition that the Atlanta Hawks were in at the moment. So that's just my 2 cents. Coming in at the next one, we already talked about Luke Canard. Coming in at the next one, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, perimeter defender. Great to add with Dyson Daniels. And, who could argue with me there? Awesome to add to Dyson Daniels. We saw him in the postseason with the Timberwolves. This young man, again, does an awesome job. He's a good defender with good shooting, hitting 38% from the 3 on 4.5 attempts. Again, he's a perimeter defender. So you put him outside with Dyson Daniels. I think this will be a great thing. Now, I do believe he will be a starter, mainly because, 4 years, you give him a 4-year contract and, multiple millions of dollars, I do believe he's going to be one of, if not a starter on the teams, or, he's definitely going to be getting some major minutes. 6'5". Ball defender. He can navigate around the ball screens very well. He has very long arms, so he can definitely affect the passing lane, etc., etc., etc. This is why, and I'm hoping that I'm pointing out to you guys why the Atlanta Hawks are going after or went after these guys. And hopefully, again, if the rumors are true that Trae Young also helped the Hawks get these guys in, that means we need to hurry up and get this thing signed. I'm going to reiterate that as much as possible because I want this guy to be signed to this team. And finally, of course, not Nickeil Alexander-Walker, but Kristaps Porzingis coming in at the number 1 position. He was one of the linchpins for Boston's 2024 championship. No matter how you cut it. Yes, injuries did plague him last year. And, of course, being 30 years old, health is one of the major key focal points that we are looking at here. So again, with Kristaps Porzingis coming in at the number one position, the main thing is that he is going to be in the center position, and he's definitely going to be here to help the Atlanta Hawks affect the paint in a very effective way. Again, I just read out how Asa Newell, he's shooting at 70+% from the paint. I'm sure that he's definitely getting a good amount of rebounds, affecting the paint in a very good way. So again, you add him along with Kristaps Porzingis. Yeah, the options for the Hawks in the paint are endless, in my honest opinion. Last year, we had a lot of bigs, but not enough. I ain't gonna say not enough, but just not everybody was cohesive. This wasn't a season last year where the Hawks were to be able to run 2 big sets. This year, you can run a Kristaps with a Onyeka Okongwu. You can run a Kristaps Porzingis with a Mo Gay. You can do all of these things interchangeably, and you can help the Atlanta Hawks get to an Eastern Conference Finals. Really quickly before I get out of here, because, of course, that's the list that was, given. But my list, of course, I got Nikola Jokic at number 5, Caleb Johnson number 4, Luke Canard number 3, Kristaps Porzingis number 2, and Nickeil Alexander at number 1, with Asa Newell coming in as an honorable mention, mainly because of the situation. I'm not saying that Asa Newell is not capable. He is more than capable, as you can see, but I don't feel as though the Hawks are pressed. I don't feel as though the Hawks are in a position where they need. If they want to, I'm pretty sure they can, especially, most teams, they get into a luxurious position where everybody is clicking. And then you say, let's just add the rookie in to see what else happens. The Hawks can be in that position as well, but only time will tell. Again, we got 10 weeks until the season starts, 70 days, 2 months. I am super excited. Y'all need to get excited too. This is Walter Pollard. This is Atlanta Hawks Digest, and I am signing out. Peace.